Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you're watching us from. We are back again on the Queen Amina show. I was bright and early this morning. I hope you guys didn't see my eyes and like, what the hell is wrong with her? Nothing. We have been broadcasting almost 24 hours straight up, like from different parts of the world and bringing up different programs. Today is just a fully loaded celebration. So we're going to be celebrating the culture and heritage of Africa all the way in Belize. We're going to be bringing you guys all the dramas, the dancers, the food, the clothing, all the African goodies happening live in Belize. And also our keynote speaker that is supposed to be speaking at that event, thank God for technology, is all the way from South Africa, Didier Bayeye, and he's going to be live with us right now to speak with us about the culture and heritage. Why is it important to him? Why does he have to celebrate African heritage? Somebody somewhere out there may be asking that question, but don't worry, I got your back. We're going to be going through a lot of all the nitty gritty. I'm super excited because guess what? Africa is finally positioned to take her place in this world. Africa, where Africa was supposed to be in years ago, it's finally time for us to be able to stand strong as Africans and take our rightful place. And we are going to be able to achieve this by bringing you guys the history, the culture, the richness of Africa from different places and different people coming around to talk about it so that the people out there that are not educated about the continent Africa will finally get to know that Africa is not a country. Because every time Africa is spoken about, it's always talked about as a country. Africa is actually a continent. It is a continent, the highest gathering population of the Black people. So everywhere in the world, you are Black, you're from Africa. Queen Amina said so. And you're going to see why I said so. So stay tuned while we bring up our guest and we say a big welcome to him. Hello, Mr. Didier.
Hello, Queen Amina. How are you?
I am beautiful. Such a big smile from a big place. I'm pretty sure South Africa is a very, very famous place in the world. And you're streaming with us today from South Africa, correct?
That's correct. Precisely in Johannesburg.
Johannesburg. I've been to Johannesburg, a beautiful, beautiful place. And
Oh wow.
please tell the audience that there are no lions on the street of Johannesburg.
Well, I have to tell the audience that we have lions. Okay, we
Right.
have lions. We have wildlife, but we have human being as well,
That's right.
and these are called Africans. And wildlife lives in the wild, and out of the wildlife, we have human life, and they live in the city, villages, different settlements, and that is just what makes us to be who we are,
And,
Africans.
and very unique too, right?
Very, very unique in a different ways. You see, a lot of diversity, multitude of diversities. This is how I put it. We are not many. We are one with many languages
I love
and many cultures, with many traditions. Our diversity is what we celebrate.
wow.
Our difference is what we appreciate.
I love that. So I am so excited. You can see me smiling from ear to ear about what we're going to talk about today. Anytime we bring the show about Africa. I'm from Africa, an African queen, I call myself. And, I get super excited because there is just such a huge misunderstanding about the continent Africa. But before we go into that, please introduce yourself to our audience so that they know why you are the right person to talk about Africa culture and heritage.
Well, let me introduce myself. My name is Didier Bayeye. Career-wise, I am the tourism expert for the African continent, but also the marketing manager for Africa and Indian Ocean at Sun International. For those that don't know, this is a hospitality, entertainment, and gaming group that started in South Africa, but currently present in some of the African countries. Now, why am I the right person? Because I am an African. Because, not because I'm born in Africa, but because Africa is born in me. Like Kwame Nkrumah said it. What do I mean? Still a part of my introduction. I'm not done. In Africa, we don't just introduce like that. Now, I am an African, am the right person because I belong to many parts of Africa. Born of Congolese parents, lived and grew up as a South African, married to a Kenyan. You can understand why I'm an African.
Oh my God.
Beside that, I have traveled on in almost all the African countries. I have researched on African cultures to understand it very well, and I'm proud to say that I am proudly African. This is why I am the right person to speak to the world about Africa
I
and
love,
the
I love.
celebration of Africa Day.
You are a well-rounded African man.
Yes, I am.
You took on every piece of Africa with you.
That's what makes me so proud of being an African.
I love the part where you say, "I wasn't born in Africa. Africa was born in me." Could you explain that?
Yes. Oh, yes. This is the core of the message. Okay. Um, it's not about where you are born. It's about if that place is born in you. That's what makes you special. That's what makes you belong there. I will tell, let me go slowly because I get sometimes too excited or too emotional when it comes to African matters, and I might just go very fast. So let me slow down and explain. I can be born, I might be. This is just an example. I am not born there. I already said I'm born in Africa. I could be born in any other part of the world. Okay. But as long as I get to understand Africa,
Hmm.
its value, its culture, its people, and the landscape, all this which is part of the heritage, being proud of belonging to them or owning them, that is, and respecting them, celebrating this heritage, that is what makes of one in Africa. Why? We have the opposite. We have people born in Africa, they are not proud of showing themselves as Africans. I've been all over the place, conferences, gatherings, forum meetings. You meet somebody who looks so much African. You greet them and say, "Where are you from?" Um, I'm I'm born in Nigeria, but I'm from the US. People feel the need to introduce themselves like that. So I don't. We understand people can live in different part of the world. That's not what makes of a person an African. What makes of a person in Africa is, first of all, to understand that it is the blessing to be an African. The best thing that could ever happen to me is to be born in Africa. To be proud of your belonging, of your origin, of your heritage. To defend your heritage and celebrate your motherland in its diversity. That is what makes us African. That's what makes one to be an African, not just because of the birth.
Wow, that is amazing. So when someone walks up to you now and said, Africa is a jungle, what would you say? I'm getting somewhere. I just want to lay the foundation.
Wow, there are things. Even when you started, you're still doing the introduction, and you say some people, they say it's like Africa is one country, and deep down, I said yes, it is. I will tell you why. The division in Africa of countries is man-made effort to divide and separate South Africa from Zimbabwe, from Botswana, from Namibia, from Mozambique. This is a man-made effort. But since human being discovered this portion of the land called Africa, nobody shifted the continent of Africa away from the rest of the world. It has been naturally found itself separate. So in instance, the whole of Africa, it's one land. We all belong together. We all belong together. So the nature, sometimes people take it wrong. I start changing. We need to change the narrative. And then that is how it was supposed to be. We could leave South Africa, go to Ghana without being asked for passport or visa, because it's one land. It's one piece of land. We were to leave from whichever part of Africa, move freely without being asked for passport and visa. For example, when we talk of the United States, that is many, many states. In other words, many, many countries all together operating as one. That is what it is. Because those states, and some of them are much more bigger than some countries. In fact, many countries. So they have the size of normal countries to be independent, but they all behave, operate as one country. This is what Africa is supposed to be. Now, that is why I'm saying the division of the land borders, the limitation of territories is man-made. It was not supposed to be like that. So those that feel we are one country, they are not just feeling. Their nature is pushing them to profess what Africa should be. Now, let me answer the question of the jungle. I was still coming to the question. I don't dive on the questions, and I keep them very, very well. Now, Africa, as it is not a jungle, but Africa has jungle. Remember this. The universe in itself didn't have the human concrete. This is brought in by human being. Skyscrapers brought in by human being. This is not part of nature.
That's right.
The world in itself, okay, when you look at history, when you look at the expansion of humankind, when you look at the evolution of whichever people believe, but you still see that it's like the whole world was mountain, jungle, sea, that's it. And what else? Nothing.
Mm.
So we still have the world, the part of the globe as originally made, because we, in the meantime, as much as we talk of development, as much as we talk of growth, as economic growth and all that, on the other side there's an alarm of pollution. And
Mm.
when people were crying about the COVID-19 pandemic, I sat and told people the world is just cleaning itself.
Amen.
It is just cleaning up itself. We had conference, forum, meetings, all about um, global, how to reduce the pollution. But after these meetings, nothing gets done. After these conferences, industries continue operating as usual, firms and factories, gas and oil, still the same. Only COVID-19 has been able to clear nature. Some countries have reported the about 300% of reduction on pollution due to COVID-19.
That's a
So
blessing.
we do have jungle. Africa is not jungle, but we do have this jungle. And these jungles, we are so proud to have them because multitude, millions of people today fly from all over the world just to come and get that experience. We are so proud and happy to have them.
Awesome. Thank you so much for that response. See, these jungles are things that they're going to be, um, they're not going to be, they're already bringing funds into our country. Uh,
Oh, yeah.
would you agree with me that the reason why, no, I should reframe the question. Why do you think a lot of people go to Africa instead of bringing out the beauty of Africa, they only bring the bad and put it everywhere on the media? Why do you think?
Oh, wow. This is a very, very good question. It's a very good question. That is why every time we celebrate Africa Day, we speak not only to Africans, but we speak to the world. We need to understand, we need to get to the point of understanding what this world has become, the motive behind everything that gets said. Okay? Um, and it started from the wave of colonization, whereby we as Africans, we were made to believe, forced to feel bad. Okay? Like, let me give you a typical example. Here in Africa, when these boundaries and borders and limits were being set, it was to paralyze African men and to leave Africa in a state of dependence. Because if people continue together, if we continue living as one, we are able to achieve a lot. Look at this example.
Mhm.
Namibia, that shares the border with South Africa, but also with Angola, was given to the German. Now, Namibia speaks German. You go to Angola, it is Portuguese. Angola shares the border with Congo. It is French. Congo shares with Zambia, and Angola also with Zambia. It is English. By the time Africans start moving around, when the communication is broken, it becomes almost impossible for anybody to achieve anything with the other person.
Mhm.
almost impossible. That is the reason why we found ourselves, so far we cannot describe why does this country's boundary limit has to go up here, down here, go square, go round, go triangle. Why not just straight lines? Because it was not even the benefit or the interest of the African people, but of the occupants of the African land. So they had to make it difficult for us African to connect, for
Wow.
us African to expand. Now, as small groups of people, we've been injected this mind and this thought of we cannot do this without the colonizer. So we always have to refer to them. We need to seek permission. We have to, they have to make us understand and believe that our own outfit was not good. We need to dress the way they want us to dress. You know, Queen Amina,
Yes.
I can go very far, right? And see that some rules are rules to suit the ones and not the others.
Yeah.
Let me open that bracket. We have been taught part of the Human Rights Charter. There is freedom of movement, right? You agree with me?
That's right.
We have the freedom of movement. Are you sure there is freedom of movement? If we have to consider the economy, fine, because now we have aircraft, there are people moving, working in it, and all that they need to be paid. But wouldn't it be fair for every human being to just purchase their ticket, because the ticket will contribute towards the petrol and paying the staff and the logistic and operation? But from the time I land, I should be able to walk free. That is the freedom of movement. I shouldn't be stopped. I shouldn't be asked for passport. I shouldn't be asked for visa. Where is the freedom?
Wow.
Are we free? No, that's not freedom. Freedom is whichever place you can move from as you are, from where you are to that place without being questioned, without being asked. Show the reason why you are here, then you are free to move anyhow. That is the freedom of movement. Visa and passport is not, it's against the freedom of movement, because it means in the one side, every human right, everybody has their human right, right? As long as you are human, you have the right. On the other side, there are limitations. So without the visa, without the passport, you cannot move. So that is not freedom. So this mentality came to limit the African people. This is the reason why people would pay from very far to move into Africa, to come and enjoy, to come and experience the beautiful landscape, amazing culture, multicultural demonstration with language, with food, with outfit, with even the habitat of the people. But they will carry the negative message. The negative message is not because things are negative there, is to keep the African law. Even today, countries like the DRC, today the second biggest country in Africa, with amazing landscape. Europeans, Americans, the rest of the world, they say this country is a geologic scandal in terms of what it has, from minerals to landscape to lakes, seas, rivers, and forest, and all that. But guess what gets taught? Ebola.
That's right.
Ebola that was there, okay? in a very tiny little community, not even a city. I'm talking of a little, very little community.
Mm, mhm.
It sounds like the whole country. From the time you land, you are affected, you are contaminated.
I hear
When
you.
there was Ebola in West Africa, only 3 countries had it. Okay. We had bookings, people canceling trip to South Africa. They say there's Ebola in Africa.
Mm,
But without pointing finger or accusing, people are still paying from all over the place,
mm.
going to a place where bombs and missiles flies at any time, any given time, and has been going on for years.
For years.
You know why? Because it's known as the Holy Land.
Mm, mm,
Nobody says there's war there.
mm.
You see,
Preach
it's
it,
a
my brother.
nobody says there's war there. There were bombs, of course. We see it on TV every day, almost every day. But Holy Land, people are going.
Mm-hmm. Say it.
In Africa, Africa so big, so big. Very little thing it will go Africa. There is pandemic in Africa. There is this in Africa. That is to portray the wrong images.
Mm.
The other part of the world is been invaded. They've been suffering. Thank God for COVID. COVID-19 is fixing out other things to be.
Right?
There were mass shooting. Okay, when before the COVID-19 or just before, I think early this year, we were already counting already for the year nearly 300 cases of mass shooting.
Wow.
Okay,
Wow.
but what they do after that, they will show us the people that are heavily armed, carrying massive machine guns
Yeah.
to portray the image of we have the situation under control.
Mm-hmm.
But this has been ongoing, from clubs to schools to public to just mass shooting. People appear from nowhere and shoot people. But when it's Africa, this is stigmatized.
That's right.
That is why we're standing on Africa Day to say that it is our Africa. Nobody should dictate to us what to wear.
That's right.
I can wear whatever people think is good, suit and tie. It doesn't mean I will do the job.
That's
That
true.
doesn't guarantee I
That,
will do the job.
that is so
Not at all. I can wear this same way I am,
true. Mhm.
and I can tell you many people are learning since I've started talking.
That is
So
so.
it's not suit and tie that makes one intelligent or
Mm,
smart or clever.
mm, mm.
But we have been made to believe this. I tell people, I've heard some people saying, see, African women, they don't even like themselves. They put wig. I said, no, that doesn't disqualify them to be African. You can put that, we have the right to make ourselves beautiful, to make ourselves look handsome. But we know our values.
That's right. I love that.
I will not walk naked in front of my kids because I speak English and we speak grammar. We stand, I'm an African. That doesn't work with us. We know that.
That's correct. That's correct.
People that don't understand us as people, they don't understand our values. They don't understand our moral and culture.
Mm-hmm.
They come and tell us our culture is bad, it's discriminating, but they don't even know. They don't get in the context of the history. But anyway, I guess that's a topic for another day.
That's a topic
So,
That day. I want to
For
bring you
for
back, though.
yes.
I want to bring you back when you said Africa as a continent, the people come to divide us because of the fact that they know if we're united, we will be able
Mm,
to become stronger. Um, how do you think we can fight against that? Because when you talk of colony, we were once colonized by the white man, right?
yep.
But
Yep.
today, it's very painful in my heart to say that I agree now with some of the people saying that Africans are being colonized by Africans today. And I'll explain. You see, some people in leadership, in African leadership, they
Mm,
are the ones being corrupt. They are the ones sending people to kill another person. They are the ones doing what we are. They are the ones selling the guns. They're the ones selling the.
yeah.
I mean, everything that we do not want to happen in our country and our continent, we found out that some of us are the ones doing it now, and thereby
Yeah.
colonizing the younger people coming up. So,
Yeah.
how do you think, before we begin to continually blame the first world, how can we Africans begin to not colonize ourselves in this wrong way so that the world outside now will begin to see the good in Africa by Africans before we'll be able to take it out? Because charity begins at home. If you're not good in your country, why should I be promoting good for you? This is
Exactly.
so. How can we bring that bridge together?
We can bring that bridge together by driving this message that we are driving now.
Mhm.
And Africa Day, I understand that this date is selected to celebrate, but every day should be Africa Day
Okay.
because there is Africa in us. We need to leave Africa. Queen Amina, you said something very, very important.
Mhm.
The colonization has shifted
That's right.
from the colonization of the land to colonization of mentality.
That's right.
And mentality is very dangerous field. It's
Absolutely.
very dangerous space. That is why we have African today. All you hear from them is they talk negative about themselves.
Mm-hmm.
They speak negative about African country. They speak negative about African leaders. And by pushing such message, we also make a plea and an appeal to our African leaders. In every family, and Africa has all these beautiful proverbs. In every family, no matter the trouble in the family between the husband and the wife, when they notice there is a snake in the house, you put on hold your quarrel. You first find a stick. You first see how to get rid of this snake because that's actually more dangerous. Then you sort out your internal issues. And this is how we need to handle African matters. We don't need to become snakes ourselves. We don't need to become venomous to poison our fellow Africans, to kill our own people to the benefit of the colonizers, to the benefit of what is happening for the benefit of other continents that keeps looting and building their own countries and continents with the wealth and the support and the funding from Africa. We need to drive such message. We need to remind ourselves that we have our own value. And another colonization of mind is through the media, the social media. And like you said, it has reached the youth, it has reached the female gender
Mm.
that so much believe that African culture is discriminative against female gender without assessing under which circumstances those cultures were practiced.
Mm.
But Queen Amina, let me say something interesting that the listeners will remember. And then I call every African to remember this. Every nation that gives up to its own culture fails.
Hmm.
I will repeat it again. Every nation, every people that gives up, that abandon their own culture to embrace a foreign culture, they fail.
Wow.
We have the proof. Asia, China has progressed so much because they stick to their own culture.
Hmm.
You go to China, no matter the part of world you're coming from, you do things, certain things you do according to them. You go in the Middle East, it is the same thing. You go to India, we have a lot of friends. No matter how qualified they are, when they're getting married, it's done the Indian way, according to the Indian culture. It is only Africa where you find the people criticizing their own culture, where you find everybody wants to live the virtual life of TV. African authorities need to limit the fake reality shows that promote nothing than indecency, that goes against the African values. That is why we found ourselves with so much trouble, so much sorrows, because we want to embrace what is not our culture, what is not part of us. African culture, for example, it's known of being a culture where you find a lot of respect. A lot of respect.
Wow.
Today you find that respect disappearing because people want now, children wants to behave like those kids they always see on TV.
That's right. That's right.
Everybody want to behave like some people in some part of the world on TV.
Hmm.
And we cannot sit looking at our culture going down
That
down
brings
the
me
drain.
That brings me to another question about the tech world today. So, do you think that technology is working against Africa or for Africa?
Technology is not working against Africa. The world is moving with technology. Africans just need to know the limits.
Maybe teach more
It's like
to the
it's
young.
like we have electronic device, electronic gadgets, but we know which website to go to and which one not to.
Mhm.
We know the limit. That is very important. And this is what we're talking about. It's not about embracing everything that's there. Even those that believe in the Bible. Somewhere, Apostle Paul said, everything is permitted, but not everything is useful to me. So you get to a point where you need to choose, is this good for me? And again, we come back on the issue and the topic of human right. Okay? They come and tell us this is human right. People should live the way they want to live.
Mhm.
But they're telling us our culture is wrong. Why don't they start by respecting our own right of living the way we live?
But we gave them the
But
rights, though. We are the ones selling our rights out to them.
we didn't really give. We
But you,
don't want to get on those details, but we didn't really give because for so long these things were imposed on us.
okay.
Okay? Colonialism came with
Or when
torture,
we,
came with
when we,
beating, came with murder, and then even before that, there was an era of slavery where, and again, African man was dehumanized. Yeah, so we it's a painful experience whereby how many people today still gives up on the pressure. There is a knife in front of them, there's a gun in front of them. If they don't do that, what they are forced to do, then they lose their lives. So
Mhm.
this is exactly what it was.
Okay.
We were forced to learn in foreign language,
Okay.
forced to walk and behave and dress the way that was foreign to us. So we we didn't embrace this. We didn't call anybody. Don't you think? I sit and say to myself, Queen Amina, don't you think if it was an African man who went first to do this, to explore, let's say Europe, there will be a lawsuit today of trespasses. When they came to Africa, who invited them? Can we see the visa and passport they used? On whose invitation it was? And to come and maltreat the people of Africa. I still believe we should have a lawsuit against the colonizers for the damage caused.
Okay.
Yeah.
So do you think, let's say the colonizers now, they are okay, so that era is gone. Do you think Africa is doing enough right now? Africa as a whole continent. Do you think we are doing enough right now not to allow this recolonization that is happening right now? Because talk of a lot of the countries coming into Africa to establish not just businesses, but indirectly taking our land step by step, one after the other. I even heard that one of the countries have an army base set up in one of our countries right now, which I don't want to start mentioning name because I haven't authenticate that truth. But
Okay.
do you think Africa as a continent, are we doing enough right now to avoid recolonization? Because this is where this is everything seems like it's heading to.
Honestly and personally, I don't think Africa is doing enough because the leaders are allowing anything, including things that we're not supposed to. For example, we know there are websites that are not accessible in some Asian countries. You
Mhm.
cannot just access them. And there were movies from other countries that are not, they occupy less than 10% of airtime on their TVs. So they give and they broadcast, they show on TV what they believe is their values. They
Okay.
don't just show anything that they feel this is not good for our culture, this is not good for our society. And that is something that we are failing still to do as Africa. And we need to implement this as soon as possible.
Awesome. And also another thing that I think would be very helpful too is individually. I believe so much in family. When the family is built up, the community is built up. When the community is built up, the society is stronger. When the society is stronger, the whole nation is stronger. So,
Yep.
as a family, as an African father and an African mother, do you think there are awareness, enough awareness for these families to begin to teach the children the African cultures and heritage? Do you think families are doing that? Because a lot of families today, when their children speaks, want to learn their language, they're like, no, 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 you need to learn English because when you go to school, that's what you are going to be speaking. So they are encouraging English language in the homes before the traditional language. Do you think that is another problem that it's really big in the air?
That's a serious problem. Queen Amina, please allow me for 30 seconds to speak without image. If it's okay with you. I just want to plug in the thing on the charger, but I'm with you.
Absolutely.
Family is very, very important. You started very, very well. In fact, if the family, it goes from family to community to the whole country, and yes, it goes out there with a very, very good message. That is the more important we need to know as Africa. But like I mentioned earlier, the use of gadget, and there are lots and lots of programs that literally go against African culture. But why African authorities are allowing these things, for example? That is the reason why we get to the point. Remember, these things these things don't just happen by chance. If you destroy the youth, you've succeeded to destroy the whole generation.
And the future of anything.
You've succeeded to destroy the future.
That's correct.
You've succeeded to destroy the community and the nation. It is so evident. That is the reason why we standing as Africa, we say that Africa today has a lot of educated people. That is why I said technology is not working against Africans, because we have Africans that are working in these fields, but it's about us controlling what we feel. This works for African values. This works for what we believe. We cannot show anything just because it is happening out there. We should allow it to happen in our own house under the pretext of it is technology. The world has changed. Has the world changed so much to the point of children not having respect to their parents and we think it's okay? No, that's not African values. And there is absolutely nothing wrong with that. As the world changed so much that today all we hear is children, they have more rights than parents. And where do they get it? We don't know. And we feel it's okay. It is the parent who goes out to hustle, to put bread and butter on the table, to give that child a roof over the head, to pay for that school, to clothe them, yet unable to discipline the child. Discipline. Today, people don't talk of discipline anymore. It's called abuse in the Western world. A parent, Queen Amina, every parent, we know nobody loves my child more than myself.
No.
So you can't come and tell me I'm abusing my child when I feel this child is going astray. Because as parents, when the child fails, it still bounces back to you as a parent.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And we found ourselves embracing such things very easily without proving why, where is it coming from? Do you think a child, that a girl, okay, that's growing up, doesn't even know how to respect her own father, do you think this girl can make a good wife? No. A boy who's growing up, not even respecting his own mother, do you think such a boy will make a good husband? No. Definitely not. So we sit with a society that's there embracing rubbish from all over the world. And this, remember earlier, we said that we are one people with many languages and diverse cultures. And in our culture, there is discipline, there is a respect, there is a good way of life. Africans are known to be very much organized, especially when it comes to the family structure. Very, very organized. the family should have a father, a mother, and the children. Today, today, it
Yeah,
is a shame.
we have
Today,
mother, father, and father.
today, we
Yeah.
don't even want to talk about it. You know, and it can be under the name of freedom. And what we also don't understand is that that freedom always comes from somewhere else than into Africa.
Mm.
That is why it will not be accepted easily, and it's being reinforced through different programs on social media and TV so that people can see that this is normal. We have to live like this. But something is telling us it is not normal. As Africans, we are talking, I'm insisting on the values. I'm insisting on the culture. As Africans, I know Queen Amina is so beautiful, but I can't just come and take you and hey, come into my house and start living. You are somebody's daughter. I said
And
I'm married or not.
somebody's wife too.
Yeah. So things like that, for example, it doesn't work with Africa. It doesn't. This
Mhm.
is not us. This is not part of us. And we need to understand it. We need to practice this. You ask the person, you ask from the parent, and with us as African, it comes with a blessing. Parent should be happy. Our child, our daughter, our son, we bless you. Go start your family. That
Mhm.
is how it works in Africa.
That's
You
right.
don't send yours, you don't offer yourself. You didn't appear from a tree, or you didn't land you didn't come out of mountains yourself.
Right. That's
You
right.
came from somewhere.
That's
So
right.
you need that blessing.
That's correct.
So there are many things we want Africans to embrace and
Mm-hmm.
understand
Mm-hmm.
and be proud.
Mm-hmm.
There is nothing wrong because we have seen those that are serious and have respect doing it. Even when an African lady, a beautiful African lady, um, want to be married by somebody who's not an African, we
Mm-hmm.
have witnessed when that person is serious and respect you, will as well respect your culture.
That's right.
They've come the whole way to Africa to meet the parents and do what the culture requires them to do and
That's
take their bride and
awesome.
travel back with it. They do that. So we want to stay as Africans. Losing our culture will drive us into the pit. As Africans,
Wow.
we need to hold into it.
Wow. Thank
Queen
you.
Amina, Amina. Oh, sorry. Let me just.
Go ahead.
I
Yes.
mean, I'm into travel industry, travel and tourism,
Okay.
and we have
Before we go,
visitors
before we go
from.
into that, before we go into
Yes,
that, I have Sharon at the studio, and today is all about Africa and Africa's the celebration of culture and heritage of Africans in Belize. So the lady
yes.
that is behind all of this is at the back of our studio, and I just want her to just tell us a little bit what is going to be coming up next after you finish speaking, and so that our audience will be excited and ready to see, to know, just for them to have the information. So just finish that statement. I'm going to bring her on. She's going to briefly tell us, a little bit about the program, then we go on.
All right. I was still talking of of a cultural experience, but
Okay.
in the travel. Okay, not really stepping into travel, but in the cultural perspective.
Correct.
We receive, for example, a lot of Chinese visitors into South Africa.
Mm-hmm.
During their tours, they still go and have their meals at the Chinese restaurant.
Oh, wow. Yeah, because
Yes.
they
Oh
continue to
yeah.
promote
Oh
their.
yeah.
Yeah.
That is their food.
Mm-hmm.
That
Mm-hmm.
is their meal. That
Mm-hmm.
is their culture. That is what they are used to. And they are proud of it. They unapologetically love their own food.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But when it comes to Africans, even when it comes to our food, you will see that we think going to have steak and roasted potato, that is
That's
living the good life.
the
That
good
is the
life.
thing. You know, we forgot about jollof rice. We forgot about ugali and
Now you
and
make me
fish,
hungry.
like they call it there in East Africa. And we forgot about pap and fleis, like we call it in South Africa. We forget about banku and tilapia. Then in Ghana, we always start thinking and feeling, this doesn't look good. What are they going to say if I have to eat this?
You have to have,
This
and
mentality
you forget
has
about eating
also
with your hands. The mother nature that the hand God give to you to use. We have fork and knife to be elegant. Yeah,
just imagine.
yeah. Well,
Just imagine. Yet Chinese still use their sticks.
correct. And
As much as we talk of Chinese, we need to use their example and see how much they love their culture, how much they stick to their culture. And yes, and we need to learn from there. Thank you.
thank you so much. Well, Madam Sharon, first
Hi.
we need to turn down the whoever has another cell phone or iPhone where you are, or any other gadget. They need to turn the volume down because it's echoing here. So they need to
Okay.
be away from you, and you need to put the camera just on you. We can't see you. We can see you
Okay. All
there.
right. I'm
So
following all the instructions. Good
yeah,
morning.
that's perfect.
Good
Now,
afternoon.
yeah,
Good
can
evening.
the person turn
It's
down?
Yes,
past
hi.
8 in South Africa.
It's exactly 12:18 in Belize.
Oh wow. It's 8 p.m. in South Africa.
Wow. Wow.
All right. So can they turn down whatever they have their gadget because it's echoing back in the studio?
Okay. Okay. Ola is speaking to all who are here. Um, and we're going to do just that. There's no gadget on though, Amina.
We can hear background noise.
Okay. Um, Ola. Ola. In the kitchen. I think it's a noise in the kitchen. And the fan, perhaps.
Awesome, awesome. I just
What
want,
about now?
yeah, it's still there's a feedback, but it's okay. It's manageable. I just want the audience to hear you properly because it's important what you're about to tell us. So welcome, Sharon. Very nice to see you.
The same. Good
Uh,
afternoon from Belize.
very good afternoon to you too. And
Good afternoon.
yeah,
Good afternoon, dear.
I just want to
Good
say,
afternoon, Sharon.
Good
I,
afternoon. Good to see you.
Good to see you too.
And thanks for your time and the energy. I've been listening. It's
It's my
all very,
pleasure.
very interesting, Queen Amina. We
thank
thank
you.
you.
Thank you so much. See, the thing is, I just want to say, God is good. Right now, I can thank God to the lockdown and all the bad stuff that was happening. He's turning it around for our good. I can talk to you from South Africa and talking to you from Belize, not just on the phone now, but I can see you and the whole world can see you at the same time. So
Yes.
that's okay. Somebody's phone is really buzzing.
Yeah, it's my phone. People are calling. They're excited about what is happening. I can't really stop those messages coming in. And it's just, it's crazy.
Okay, so when you get,
Wow,
I'm gonna
that's
tell
busy.
you, when you get off, I'm gonna tell you what to do. All you need to do is the notification on the phone for those messages. You switch it off while you are on air, and then you can.
Okay.
So the messages will still be coming, but you won't hear the buzz.
Okay, we'll do that. We'll do that.
All right. So quickly tell us. 3 p.m. Belize time, which will be 5 p.m. Canada time. What are we doing?
Okay, well, it's gonna be uh, a celebration whereby I must say that the entire country would have loved to be here, but because of COVID, we're telling them that everything is online, and a few relatives and friends they're coming, and basically we were supposed to kick off with or get with Didier, and he's already there. Everybody listening to you, and we're all learning a lot. Along with that, we'll be looking at all the well, we've been receiving Facebook messages from yesterday, and we're all enjoying everything. But here we will have a young man he has written a poem, and he wrote a poem on our theme, promoting Africanism, connecting the dots, changing the narrative from pessimism to optimism.
Amen.
And that's going to be something that will be recited or will be read today. Along with that, we have a group of young people. We call the dance group Waturugu, which is a Garifuna word, which means in the fire.
Wow.
And they will be dancing two dances. One is the name is Isabella. It's the Cape Verdeans. They love to dance that along with the Haitians, and so that will be a dance launch. And that's the picture that's our promotional picture on the flyer. That's
I'm,
the attire that they're going to use,
I'm
and that
looking forward.
attire was sewn in Nigeria,
Wow.
and it's the original outfit that Miss Congo, who won Miss Africa, she wore that in 2018
Wow.
because I go to attend Calabar Carnival, and where I'm at today, I must say, and allow me to share this with you, a background as to my falling in love with the motherland. I never knew anything about the motherland. It was always a dream for me to visit the motherland. And thanks to my involvement at the University of Belize and my curiosity, whereby the Nigerian students, I don't know what, but they just love me and I love them in return. And because of my connection with them, I was connected to Calabar Carnival through the ambassador that lives in Nigeria. And I took it on with a lot of fear because of the negativity that exists and abounds in Belize regarding Africa. People would tell me, oh, you're going there to catch yellow fever, you're going there to catch Ebola. And personally, I was curious. And I must say, thanks to the Calabar Carnival, that I was able to.
Hold on. You're gonna need to go up and just fix that buzz because it's not very good for broadcast. So get someone to turn off the notification on the phone. Okay, when you do that, just give me thumbs up. All right. So I am going to go on with you. And there was something she was saying that is supposed to come to you to be able to respond to that. When she wanted to go to Africa, they said she's going to go get yellow fever. I think she's ready. She's ready, guys.
Right.
Are you
Turn
good?
off the notifications.
Okay, not yet. Go ahead, Didi.
Okay. All right. You see, that is exactly part of the things we were speaking about earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. The stigma around Africa, where you're going to get yellow fever, watch out for Ebola, pay attention, they will eat you by the animals as you land. It's like from the time you're getting off the plane or the airport, boom, there are lions and leopards and elephants all over the place. So we hear this a lot. But first, before anybody else could change the narrative, before anybody else could change their perception or the talk, the understanding, we Africans need to change. We
Absolutely.
need to be passing a different message. We need to be telling them we have everything what other people have
Mhm.
and what they don't have. We do have. We do have cities, we do have villages, we do have developed area, and we do have rural area. That's all what makes us African. That is why I'm saying we have what they have, including what they don't have. It's only, sometimes it could be ignorance. But being in this industry, I get to understand there were people out there, Queen Amina, born, grown up, a 40-year-old who has never seen a giraffe or an elephant.
Wow. Yes. You're right.
Yes, this is true. And
Absolutely. Absolutely.
we take these things for granted, and um some years ago, um we went on a game drive with some visitors came from Europe, and it happens a lot because I go on to these things quite often.
Mhm.
This is the forest. Okay, you can't plan anything, but it was a mission. It's purely nature. If you are lucky, you might be lucky to see like the big five,
I went to
and if
I
not,
went to the safari in
and you might not you
and I was able to see the big five. I was so excited. I think he's. Are you there?
Yes, I'm right here.
Okay, Didier.
Right here.
Okay, I think his audio is freezing up. So go ahead, Madam Sharon.
Yes, as I was saying, um, so that entire journey to Africa, I must say, specifically to Lagos, as that's the only country I've visited, it changed my entire outlook. And that's the reason why I can be doing what I'm doing today. So before I continue to say anything and even visit what we're doing today, I want to give special recognition to two very important gentlemen in Lagos. And we have the chairman of the Calabar Commission. His name is Gebona. And then we have Ikechi Uko, who is the consultant to the Calabar Commission, and of course the governor. And that trip, I got to see Africa in action. So many countries, over 38 countries, participates in Calabar Carnival.
Mhm.
And I was amazed, and I spent time meeting people. And from that Calabar Commission, there's where I got invited to the 15th Aquaba African Travel Market. And there's where I met Didier. And we sat around a table in Lagos at the Eco Hotels, Victoria Island, and we celebrated an Ethiopian cultural immersion.
Wow.
I think you even won something to Ethiopia, right? You won a plane ticket or something?
yes, I want to retain business class tickets, including 3 night stay in a resort in Addis Ababa.
Wow.
Yeah,
But you need to
yeah.
tell Amina that I gave you all the good luck. Tell her what I did.
Oh yes.
I
In
love.
fact, you did. You did. We were sitting all together. It was great. And just on the last day, that was a dinner hosted by Ethiopian Airline.
Mhm.
And after that, then there was a draw. And Sharon said all the nice things to me and said that you're going to win.
Oh, I love.
And
Yes.
in that auditorium, I think we could be about between 150 people or so, or 200 around
Yes.
there. Um, yeah, and the draw was done. The third prize was called, the second prize, and the first and the main one. My business card was picked.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Yeah, it was really nice, and I
Yes.
only used it in January. Thank God I traveled before the COVID-19. That's
Wow.
when, yes, we traveled there to Addis Ababa from Johannesburg. Yeah, we went
Wow.
on the third of January, and we came back on the 6th. Yeah,
That is
it
so
was
Right.
nice.
cool.
And then I
Mhm.
and then I brought back to Belize the Ethiopian coffee. And I remember that was in my bag, and several people wanted the Ethiopian coffee. Queen Amina, I knew nothing about Ethiopian coffee, and that it's one of the best
It's
coffee in the world. I had no idea.
Yep.
correction. Correction. It is the best.
It
It
is the best. You see,
is
I don't know much about that, but
in the
and there
world.
were people telling me that I was so lucky. So I have my Ethiopian coffee here, and whenever I have special guests, I introduce the coffee to them,
Yeah.
and they exclaim about how delicious it is. So
See,
that's my background,
the thing
and
is,
along with
the thing is, just sorry to cut you off there. I get really emotional when I start talking about Africa because
yes,
you see, the truth is Africa, and I boldly say this, is the richest continent on the world, on the universe, or in the universe. Africa is the richest continent. Why did I say that? We have everything, and not just everything, we have it in abundance. And not
Yep.
just in abundance, we have it in abundance and quality,
Mm.
naturally given to us by God. There is nothing in Africa that is put into the soil artificially. None of it. We don't inject it, we don't put colors into it. They grow naturally. Okay? But the Western world knows that fact. And they know that if they ever releases that fact to the world at large, Africa will become so powerful that they cannot stop us. So the only way to keep us under them is to create division amongst African countries and to put down the very things that are supposed to lift Africa up, which is our natural resources. Coffee in Ethiopia is going to be repackaged by the Western world, brought back here, and sold back to Ethiopians on a higher price. I'll give you an example of something that I saw recently on Amazon, and it just pissed me right off. We have what is called the bitter leaf. Okay, it's
yeah,
a leaf that is
Yep.
truly, truly bitter. We use it to cook, and very delicious and very medicinal. We were told that bitter leaves cannot be brought to the country where I live. You can't bring it in here because it's considered plants, right? Plant based. Right now, they are putting the same bitter leaf into capsules and selling it back to us to take as vitamins. So,
yeah, it happens all the time.
really,
Yep.
really, apart from talking about this on social media, on platforms like mine, there's got to be a solution. And that
Mm.
solution needs to begin to take effect. Enough talking about Africa, how rich we are, how we should be united. What is the way forward? What are the solutions? What should we begin to adopt step by step to begin to bring this change that we have been preaching for years now?
You see, Queen Amina, I liked something that President Kagame of Rwanda said. He was asked a question in terms of intra-Africa trade. And the question was exactly in line with what you just asked now. What should Africa start doing? We are in a situation whereby Africans understand, Africans know what they want and the direction that they want Africa to move. But the decision makers don't seem to do that. Okay? Then President Kagame says that it seems like African people are more matured than their leaders. And this could be partially part of the reasons. A lot of Africans still believe, for example, we should be moving around without any visa or passport. If European Union can do it, why not Africa? On their meetings, they talk about it. This doesn't really need any form of logistics, or they don't need to build some building that need to be completed in time so that people will be moving freely. It's a political will of saying every African can travel within Africa without needing a visa. As simple as that, and it can begin as soon as it is said. It doesn't even, it's just a political will, for example. Secondly, why we need to come together in order to reach such objectives? Because, remember, divided we fall, but together we stand. It's part of what I started by telling you in the beginning with the borders. By dividing us, it has even become difficult for us to speak. I cannot speak to somebody in Namibia because the person is speaking German. And I don't know German, I speak English. Then when I move up to Angola, then they speak Portuguese. Then I can't speak Portuguese. So we can't even come together and agree on something. But now we have understood it, and we need, and most of these African borders, they are, like I said, imaginary. Most of our countries are connected. You can step from one country into another. It's an imaginary border, imaginary limitation that you can't step 3 more steps, you will be on another country. But when our grandfathers, our ancestors were moving around, hunting, cultivating, farming, there was no such. And we all know that the history of the Bantu people, okay, that came from Central Africa towards the East Africa to the Southern Africa. There was no boundary. And they were nomadic people because they were moving from one place to another. No boundaries. Even the people they were founding there, they were not beating them and chasing them. But look at today. We are still, it pains us as Africans to still see Africans that even have problem accepting the fellow Africans as Africans.
Absolutely, yes.
They still call fellow Africans foreigner in Africa. They still put limitations. As long as we still have so much boundaries, it's gonna be impossible for us to reach such target. I will tell you why. We all know, like you said earlier, Africa is so much blessed and in abundance. We need everything that is needed in this world to prosper. to live better life. But these things are scattered throughout different parts of Africa. For example, the DRC, don't even talk about it. Even the Western, they call it a geological scandal in terms of mineral resources.
Mm.
But something, South Africa could develop what the DRC has and distribute through to Africa. But because of borders, some people are saying, no, that's a different country. We cannot spend so much money just to do that as a country, because it's seen as if that is something completely a territory that doesn't involve them. But we are all within a massive piece of land. The same still, let me stick still with this DRC that has so much water and the biggest hydroelectric power supply, which can supply electricity to the whole of Africa. But African leaders, some you will hear from some Africans, no, but that is in a different countries. So until we come together, until we know that if you get, I also feed. Okay, that is how it works. We are like part of the same body. The foot doesn't need to take food and put in the mouth. The hands will do that, but then the foot will get the strength to walk.
That's right. I like that.
It is, yes, this is how we are. I told you earlier that our boundaries are man-made boundaries. But Africa as a continent was not designed or cut off from the rest of the world. Naturally, it's a piece of land that was discovered on itself, naturally separate. So ideally, we are all one people because we were all living in the same piece of land. So this is where we are coming from. This is why we're calling for African unity. This is why we're calling for African celebration, because the more we start valuing our heritage, our land, our resources, our languages, our beauty, our landscape, our mountains and forests, our rivers, the more we celebrate them, the more we'll preserve them, the more we will all embrace them, each other, and work together for our own prosperity. It is possible.
Well, thank you so much for that. Go ahead.
And there's where, from this entire planning that we've been planning for this cultural heritage explosion, our maxim that we're promoting at this time is exactly what we're doing. I connect, you connect, everyone connects. And with that, we will find ourselves exactly where the universe wants us to be. And it takes such energy. So when Amina got in touch, and it was a guy from India, it just shows that we are all one people, and we need to maximize who we are to be able to make the significant difference. And with that, I would like, with your indulgence, for us to go a little bit to discuss what will be happening later.
Absolutely.
I have my two right hand here with me. I would like to have Hope Amadi to jump in. He's the choreographer of a dance that the entire world will be looking at later. So allow me to give my phone to Hope. And let's welcome Hope Amadi to this discussion.
Hold on. Does he have a phone? I can send him the link to connect.
Okay, good. He has a phone right here with me. Okay. I mean by me. So that is going to be good. And I want him to share a little bit about Abaranko.
Okay, so here's what
and that's the dance that he taught to the Belizeans.
Okay, so I'm going to take you off the screen. Forward the link to whoever you want them to come on the screen, on the studio, and they will connect and come through it. But all of you have to be away from each other. If not, you're going to get feedback.
Okay, all right. I'm going to do that then.
So we'll see
All
you.
right.
All right. Thank you so much, Didier. We have an audience here. Norma, everything you wrote is in Spanish. I don't speak Spanish. Could you please translate? I don't know if you're sending in a question for our guest. So if it's a question, please send it in English so that way we would both understand what you're trying to say and we can help answer the question if it is a question or a comment. Thank you so much, Norma. And guys, if you have questions, please post it on the comment section so that Mr. Didier will take it and respond to it for you. Today, like I said earlier, we're celebrating Africa Day, so we're going to be here all day. If you see me looking tired, that's because I've had 3 days of sleepless night broadcasting. So
Wow. Wow. Hope you rest after this one.
I hope so. But it's fun for me. It's not work. I love to bring good news. There's too much saturated. I mean, the media is saturated with bad news every second, and I am happy
Yep.
to bring good news. I'm very happy
Yep.
to bring good news.
Definitely.
Anyways, so yeah, thank you so much. Now, let me take a question from the audience. And the first question says, what is your take? No, first is, do you think gender equality is keeping Africa super divided? And if so,
I like this question. Gender equality. Why am I laughing? I will tell you why. Because I think this is also a question that Africa has overreacted or is exaggerating.
Mm,
Or again, maybe it's not clearly explained. Now, let me explain this, and I want the listeners to follow and to follow me very well. And this doesn't even apply to Africans only. I will come on the African context. But let me just explain. When we talk of gender equality, people should know that the equality is at the human level, not at the natural level.
mm,
I will explain. What do I mean by the human level? By the law of the country, by the constitution, we are all equal. For example, if I'm a qualified doctor, now in the institution or university I went, it's not a male university for me to be qualified as a doctor. I had male colleagues. Okay. Now, when we finish, we graduated, we have our PhD. It's not a male PhD. It's not a female PhD. It is a PhD, whether you are a male or a female. So, a female, we are all doctors, but I happen to be the male doctor. My female colleague happens to be the female doctor. When we are employed, when we start working, at the same level, we get the same pay. That is the equality in terms of the law and the constitution that we are talking about. But in terms of nature, there are things we need to understand that difference, Queen Amina and the listeners, is what makes us a male and a female. That difference is what attracts us one towards the other. That difference, what do I mean? For example, no matter how much the world is progressing, growing, integrating, and developing, and we have females in almost all the sectors. But let's go in the field of sport. You will see that why don't we have female players and male players on the same ground, competing on the same competition. Let's go into boxing. You cannot have a male boxer and a female boxer on the same ring competing. There is a female boxing where female is boxing another female, and a male will only compete or boxing against another male. That alone tells the nature that these two people are not the same. It's not me. It is those intellectual people who decide that a female can also be a boxer. Yes, she can, but she cannot box against a male boxer. A female can also play soccer, but cannot compete with Ronaldinho, with Ronaldo. They cannot. Why? The stamina is different, the energy is different, the physics is completely different. So when this concept is not explained properly, we have cases of some women losing it, for example, becoming violent towards their male counterpart because they think we are all the same. Sometimes she jumps, she is the first who give too many slaps to the male who's not shaking or moving, but when this one retaliate with just one punch, she's down, and it's abusive. He's abusing a woman. So we're not supporting this. No, we are so much against, but we need to know the difference. The difference with the equality doesn't mean we have all become males or we are all became females. Remember, we said earlier that as Africans, it is the diversity, our difference is what makes us to be who we are. The same goes in the gender. Queen Amina, the fact that you are the queen you are, that's what will attract me to you. Right? That's what will attract me to you. And that's nature. So in Africa, this has not been explained. It has been thrown out there. Equality, everyone is equal. In which sense? We need to understand where the equality is coming from. People that are married, for example, if they are planning to have 4 children, there is no way the wife will say, I already had the 3, on the 4th one, you are the one who will be pregnant. For example, it will not happen. So where is equality? In terms of nature, we are different. We need to accept, and this difference is what puts us together. It's what attracts us towards one another. And people need to make the difference. Even in Africa, in the African context, we shouldn't think that equality, it goes from workplace to study to nature to body to no. We need to know where at which point we are equal. Queen Amina is a journalist, she's a presenter. If I'm also a presenter, she's my colleague. We all abide under the same law of the company we're working for. That is the equality we're talking about. Okay. Yeah. So that is there's a little bit of confusion when it comes to that. Yes, it needs to be clarified. From the time we understand that this difference, that is what makes us to be together. That's what brings me, a man, to be with a woman. That's what brings a woman to be with a man. Then there will be so much peace because we know our boundaries. I wouldn't know. Everyone would know. As a man, I cannot do such to a woman because she is not of the same physics as me. She needs to be handled with care, tender, and love.
Okay. So just
it's very important.
Just to
Yeah.
clarify, you are a big supporter of women and you want them to be treated fairly, but
Oh yes.
when it comes to the area of gender equality, there is such a confusion that you said it needs to be clarified in which area we're talking about equality. And you gave an
Yes.
example of where there's a reason why a female soccer is not playing in a team of a male soccer player, which
Mm-hmm.
makes sense in that area. And I think I agree with you there. Um, Anyways, thank you so much. I hope whoever asked that question did not send their names in, and I hope that answer satisfies your question. The next question, the next question, Didi, before we wait for the celebrants from Belize, the next question says, Africa has a lot of culture that was not preserved in the area of museum. What would you say would be a step ahead of preserving African museum so that there will not be illicit trades around our country?
Okay. All right. Look, this issue of preserving the African culture also comes for a very, very long time. You might have heard some few African countries, I think Ghana is amongst them, that still are chasing some Europeans to retain the artifacts they collect from Africa, from their museum, from there many years ago.
Mhm.
And so far, even today, we have countries like in Europe that have museums where you only find the artifact from Africa.
Mhm.
Okay, so what happened? It goes first of all in the same line with in the same idea with what I said earlier. Some of these things were taken by force. If I want to be politically straight, I would say they were stolen,
Mhm.
collected, taken, not given, not sold, not granted permission, taken. However, Africa has been doing so much in terms of doing having the museums. I've been around Africa where you could actually find the lots and lots of cultural museum. In South Africa, we have many of them, cultural museums. We even have cultural villages. This cultural village, I'm not talking, we have the proper in rural area, but also in places like Johannesburg, where you find the whole area that's been arranged and made a cultural village just to showcase different type of cultures. For example, when you go up very far up north in the one of the ancient civilization or the oldest,
Mhm.
Egypt,
Mhm.
you find the mummies, you find the papyrus,
They're good,
you
gorgeous.
preserved, and it's gorgeous. You'll find amazing historic items that comes from up as old as 2700 before Christ. You
Mhm.
know, it's being preserved. Ghana has a museum. Nigeria, I've seen also some very interesting cultural museum
Mhm.
that keeps the culture. We are now keeping, but keeping these cultural items that speaks to us, that carries some values, message, and that relate to the ancient time, what was happening, or how they were doing things, is very, very good. But the living museums are ourselves. We need to carry it because not to read. Walk out of the museum and leave that knowledge there. Walk outside and understand who we are, where we belong to. And some African culture, for example, you will see their tribe names means where they belong. For example, the people of the mountain, those of the valleys,
Mm.
those of the trees, the
Mm.
hunters. That is what you find in some African culture. And this is absolutely beautiful because it's linked to a story. You know, in Africa, in African culture, you could tell somebody your surname and they will be able to trace your origin, to trace your ancestors.
Absolutely.
And this is unique, right? This is very unique. This is amazing. So, this is how we have to preserve. We need to continue by preserving our heritage, our culture in the museums, but leaving it is just the best we can do.
Awesome. Thank you so much again for that response. The last question before I let you go, and you will tell our audience how they can get to you, is Africa has a very, very diverse language, as me and you know. Do you
Yes.
think the languages contributed into one of the major factors that have kept Africa divided?
No, not the African languages. Okay, not the African languages, because during those many different African languages, Africans were still moving around.
Mhm.
Our ancestors were um, nomadic people who would move from one place to another.
Mhm.
There is even a perception that they were speaking kind of a similar language. It was broken down and completely changed later with the presence of colonizers. I
Mhm.
will tell you why. There are lots and lots of words in South
Very
African
similar.
language that means, and it's pronounced the same way and means same thing as the language in Zambia,
That's
than the
true.
language in Congo, than language in Kenya, in Tanzania,
Mhm.
in Mozambique.
Mhm.
We call them a different names. Sorry, those languages, we call them different. If I have to say, I would say this is Zulu, this is Bemba or Nyanja, this is Swahili, this is Lingala.
Mhm.
But one word that belongs to all this language and means exactly the same thing.
I saw that when I was in Tanzania last year.
Yes. Yeah. So you can clearly see that more languages have also changed and transformed through the time with other languages being imposed to us.
Mhm.
That is why you will see most of the language now, even when we translate, they are spoken in translation of either English or French or Portuguese or Spanish or whichever is spoken there in that specific territory or part of the land according to the colonizers, because they started mixing, okay, the local language and the words of the colonizers, and that gave birth to new language of today. For example, in Kenya or Tanzania, they will tell you that their language it's very much impacted by the Arabic, and the Arabic words into their Swahili when they speak. And the same Swahili that's spoken with few Arabic words incorporated into in Tanzania and Kenya, in DRC Swahili, it fit the French words are replaced by other words.
That's
This
that's
is how it has been all transformed completely into degraded into a different, completely different language. But it doesn't matter. It all has become African heritage. We are one people with many languages, and we celebrate our heritage, we celebrate our cultures, and we appreciate our differences. And this is what makes us to be African.
wow. Thank you so very much. Wow, you blew my mind. Thank you so much for your time. I know it's pretty late in South Africa right now. We are going to let you go, But before I let you go and bring back on Sharon, I would love you to please tell our audience how they can get to you. Let me quickly remove my. I'm gonna put your name back. Where do I have it? Right there. Yeah. So please tell us. I know your IG handle is at Didier Bayeye.
Yes.
Okay.
My
So.
Instagram, well, very easy to get hold of. We have social media. For those that would want to know more, for those that want to engage as friends, we can share a lot of things. You can follow me on Facebook. I'm on Facebook as Didier Bayeye Great Soul. Great Soul.
Mhm.
Don't forget Didier Bayeye Great Soul. That's my Facebook. And then my Instagram is at Didier Bayeye. You will see me, and then also on Twitter at d underscore Bayeye. So yeah, that's me pretty much too easy to get hold of and connect. You want to know more about Africa, you want to get in touch, you want to me to come and speak to your people, to your events, very very easy. And don't forget, I'm an African tourism expert and also a son of the Africa and a follower of Black consciousness with the Tabombeki Institution of Black Consciousness. So, yeah, thank you so much, Queen Amina. I can't leave without saying big thank you to my sister Sharon. She's been amazing. And oh, wow, I can't wait to come and see Belize and the people of Belize.
Will
I
you?
greet everyone. I greet you all and thank you so much for the time awarded to me. Queen Amina, you can still get more questions if there are, and then we can always answer. Thank you.
Absolutely. We would love to bring you back again on the show. But before I let you go, just give a quick shout out to the Queen Amina show.
Oh, Queen Amina Show, you are a true queen. Guys, please make sure you listen to the show. Make sure you follow at like the Queen Amina, right?
That's
On
right.
Instagram.
Queen
At the
Amina.
Queen Amina Show. Yes,
Yeah.
the Queen Amina Show. Make sure you follow. This is amazing. We will be connecting more often and we'll be sharing what is so valuable to us as African and teaching the world what African
Absolutely.
is stand for.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Thank you so, so very much. Have a wonderful rest of your day. And hopefully, we'll see you during the celebration. You can connect online if you are still
Sure.
awake, because that is coming up very soon in another 2 hours.
Yes,
All
I
right.
will definitely be there.
Okay. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Take care now.
Okay, then. Thanks.
All right, guys, that was the voice of Didier Bayeye, all the way from South Africa, and he broke it down why Africa is the place to visit, is the place to, connect with. And, like he was so passionate. I was super excited to speak to him. And we were speaking to the coordinator of it all, Madam Sharon, all the way from Belize, where she's going to be taking us through the cultural celebration of Africa Day in Belize today. She's behind the studio, so I'm going to bring her right back up so that she can talk with us. Hello, Madam Sharon. It's good to see you back again.
Thank you, Queen Amina.
Awesome.
You're
So
amazing.
thank you so much. In 2 hours, we are getting ready for some wonderful celebration.
Yes.
Awesome.
So we will begin at 3 o'clock. We'll go directly into the food tasting, whereby we will have our garifuna. We call it the hudut. It's a delicacy And I'm sure when you come to Belize, Queen Amina, that will be the first meal that I'll prepare for you.
Awesome.
Also, when I come to visit you in Canada, I will make that for you. I'll be in
Oh,
London, Ontario, and I'm going to make that for you.
thank you so
Basically, it's the
much.
plantain. We beat, yeah, the plantain is, we boil it and then we beat it. I've seen a lot of we call it mata. I don't know how you call it in Nigeria, maybe the same thing. And we beat our plantain the way you do your pounded yams.
Wow.
And then we make a soup out of coconut milk,
Wow.
and we use fresh fish and our herbs from our garden,
Wow.
different greens like the cilantro, the basil, garlic, and so on. And that's something that we call the hudut. So we will have that this afternoon at 3. Not in abundance, it's just a little taste because it's hard work to produce. And my cousin, who's the person making the hudut, she's a cultural ambassador. And it's the best hudut in the country, I can say that. So
Nice.
along with that, we will have our Ankaras fabric on sale, and there will be a local seamstress that has been trained to sew attire from Africa. I've given her several to reproduce, and she has done an amazing job. You will see the attire that the dance troupe will be using. It's the kente that they are going to showcase today that they're going to wear, including the choreographer himself. So you'll see when that comes live. So it's the food tasting and then dancing, and then Miss Olamide, she will acknowledge the amount of participation that we've had from all over Africa and the world. And she'll be sharing that with you all. And then we'll have our big thank you by our CEO, Mr. Hope Amadi.
Awesome. So,
And everything is online, as you know, but we have a few friends and we'll be observing the COVID protocol. And it's going to be a street party right in front of my house. The city of Belmopan, the mayor he's participating, very supportive. So we're getting ready for that.
awesome. Do you have your guys that were supposed to talk to us?
Yes, I want Hope to say something, and I've sent him the link. Are you getting in, Hope? He's trying to get in, but apparently he can't get in. But I sent him what I was to send him, so I don't know.
Uh,
And he can come and sit in my seat.
absolutely, yes. Let's do that.
Okay, let's do that to make it easy. He and Ola. Hope, can you come? You can come and take my seat. Queen Amina, you're the best. This is the first time that I'm participating in such a wonderful show, all the way from where you're seated.
Thank
And
you.
I'm very grateful to you. And I hope that I'll be able to do another live something with you very soon, because Africanism is my mantra. So let me have Hope sit in my seat.
Awesome. Thank you.
Good morning, good
Oh,
afternoon.
good afternoon. How are you? The
I'm fine, I'm
light
fine.
from the window behind is drowning your face. There's a reflection from behind.
This
Better.
is better.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Awesome. So
Okay.
what's up with you? What do you have for us? So
We're ready.
first, who is Hope? Who is Hope?
My name is Hope Amade. I'm a registered nurse by profession. Work right here in Bemupan, Belize. Originally from Nigeria, Rivers State, Port Harcourt. I am currently the CEO for Youth for World Peace, Awareness Ambassadors. We work together. I work together with Ms. Sharon Palacio and her daughter, Mystery Furtado, right there in Canada. What we do is we try to bridge the gap between the Western world and Africa. And not just that, we also try to create an opportunity for students to travel from Belize to all over the world, or from Nigeria to Belize.
Okay.
We are involved with a lot of charitable things that we do. Today is a special event, first of its kind in the country of Belize, celebrating African Day. I have noticed personally, not just me, Ms. Sharon, all Nigerians or all Africans who have traveled to the Western world will notice that the story that has been told to the Westerners about Africa is far from the truth of what Africa is all about, or what we know. Who could tell the story of your country or your continent more than how you can tell it yourself?
Nobody.
So, yes, we are here today trying to tell the story the way it's supposed to be, and the real story, not the fake one, not what people want others to believe, but the truth about being an African and the truth about the continent Africa. So today we are celebrating African Day here in Belize.
I can see everybody smiles.
Yeah, it's a wonderful occasion because we are. People never believed it would happen. In fact, COVID-19 came and did his own thing. So a whole lot of obstacles trying to prevent the show or trying to prevent the celebration. But here we are today with the help of the powerful Queen Amina. We are here today. And we want to show to the whole world that Youth for World Peace, Bele Africa, Sharon Palacio, Hope Amade, Mystery Furtado, Olamide, these people, all the work we put together, we're going to make sure that the people understand and see where we're coming from. So thank you very much for helping us to reach the whole world. Thank you very much.
You're very, very welcome. We look forward to seeing you guys very soon. And just a taste of what is going to be happening. I have also a surprise for you guys. So we're going to be playing an African drum live from Canada. So
wow,
everything just to show you guys. So our performer, the first performer, he's an African guy. Hello, Robson.
Hi, how are you?
Hello.
Robson is part of our Africa Day celebration today, and he is a music teacher. He's one of the best, and I'm not just saying it. He's one of the best drummers you will find around the world, not just Africa. So you're gonna hear him play. I call him the magic fingers on the drums.
I will tell you this. Anything that is from Africa, no disrespect to any culture, no disrespect to any tribe or any part of the world. Anything from Africa is the best.
So let's just have a little fun.
So you're gonna listen to him. Go ahead. Awesome, awesome. That's Robson. That's Robson just introducing, what he's gonna be doing. And I tell you, this guy, man, we've known him for a very, very long time. He's a passionate drummer, following his dreams. Robson, when did you start playing drums?
I started playing drums. Um, I think I was around like just transitioning 15, 16 years old, so I kind of started late. I was learning in a church back in Montreal, in the Haitian church actually. So that's where everything kind of started. Yeah.
What made you fall in love with the drums so much that now you just dream, sleep, and play drums?
It's the sensation it gives to people. Like, and to be honest, it's the fact that I can look at the instrument and it looks so good to me. Like the rim, the cymbal, like it's shining and everything, but then the vibe it gives to people, the response, the fact that whenever you play it, people are alive, happy. It changes the whole dynamic, but it's also so responsive to um, like to the atmosphere. So as soon as you hear it, like it's just like nice, like something is about to happen type deal. So that's why I love the drum so much.
Absolutely. Drum is one of the significant musical instruments in Africa. And today
Mhm.
we're celebrating
Definitely.
Africa Day in Belize. How does that connect with you when you play? Does it bring you back home somewhat?
Big time, big time. It helps to connect with like African drums is also significant because it represents so much from the family aspect of things. Like the big thing right here called the bass drums, in reality it represents the father. Like the snare here represents the mother, and then the rest kind of represents like everything is family oriented with the drums. So it kind of helps connect with so much. And the thing about drumming, it brings you back to essence. It brings you back to everything that like helps you connect with so many different things about life and whatnot. And I think it's whatever you go back to really what Africa is about. It's about family. It's about essence. It's about core
Definitely.
value and everything like that. And the drums like to represent that all the time. And it helps people push to reconnect and then kind of revisit themselves a bit more before they actually want to do other things in life and whatnot. So I don't know, it's a great reminder of everything so much valuable about life, I believe. So yeah.
Absolutely. Some people said that the drum calls on our ancestors used to use the drums to call on the spirit into
Mhm.
them.
Yes, sir.
So in the
Yes.
church today, do you say that the African drum is a big part of bringing worship together to also call down the spirit from heaven?
Big time. um the thing is that music kind of connects with wavelengths, things that we cannot see, things that we cannot purely hear. So I always say that music is more of it's like speaking in tongues. So you don't understand exactly, but it gives you an idea of what's happening. But in reality, it kind of helps understanding create an atmosphere in which spirits can be welcome. So depending on exactly what you worship and what you actually go after, that spirit, no matter if it's good or bad, your intention has got to be clear to what spirit you attack, or not attack, but what spirit you connect with. And the music kind of helps settle an atmosphere for that spirit to be welcomed as well. So that's why, like, yes, it creates that. The God is transparent, right? So the thing is that it kind of transcends even every dimension, but it's like the music as a way to kind of break or open that barrier within um, the earthly realm and the spiritual realm. And it's like it opens the door to communication, and it's a beautiful aspect to it. So yes, like it helps with that, and I think our ancestors had a great understanding of that. It's just unfortunately that with obviously colonization and slavery, a lot of things kind of lost its meaning. I'm not saying that we kind of lost everything. But a lot of times it's been misconstrued and misunderstood. And I believe that with African music, for example, it's because of how much fun Africans have with music and how they enjoy it. It creates such a natural essence of like connecting with the spirit is beautiful, and that's why I enjoy it so much. Like it's so natural, it's so second nature, it's so in tune to everything, and it's like seamless. Yeah.
Awesome. Hope you're going to be playing some of the African drums also today at the event. Is that correct?
Yes,
So,
yes, that's correct.
what a wonderful introduction to have Robson today introduce the drums right from you
The,
know before the whole show starts. So, Robson, how can people get to you if people want to connect with you?
They can connect with me Facebook, Instagram at Robbie Mr. Drums. I also wear some like a shirt that I have like a long time ago or whatnot. But they can connect with me on that and reach out to me by inbox and all that. And by doing so, I'll respond to them. They're also welcome to ask any questions. I will give lessons and all that too if they need be. It doesn't matter where in the world because now we can do video calls, video chats. But so Robbie Mr. Drums, ROBYMISTERDRUMS in one word. Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn as well. And that's the best way to kind of reach out. I don't give my I don't give my number because you don't know
No,
this lady.
no, no. The whole world is watching. Yeah. And people can connect to you too by connecting to us. My number is rolling right there under the screen. 4033900377 is the show number. So if you can't get to him, get to me and I'll connect you right there. So Robson, would you give us another performance before I let you go?
Sure.
Awesome. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. Oh my goodness. That was, like you inspire me so much. You guys don't believe this. At age 40, I went to start learning to play the drums. And today I play drums. It was from Robson. Right, Robson? You remember?
Yeah, that's true. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Thank you so much for your time. I just wanted to showcase you there. Before I let you go, please give a shout out to the Queen Amina show.
Shout out to Queen Amina. You guys have no idea how much of a gem, by the way, this lady is and everything she's doing in the community. She's everywhere, always positive talking and everything. So it's amazing to be part of it. By the way, I've been watching. You say I'm inspiring you. You inspired me as well. Seeing you as a mother, seeing you as a great wife as well, and you have been an entrepreneur. So it's a blessing to be part of Queen Amina show. Keep doing the great work that you're doing and impacting lives all over the world. You only getting started. Even if let's say like you get 70 million people watching, you still haven't scratched the surface of everything you've got going on. So
Amen.
bless you.
Amen. Thank you so much, Robson. The Lord God Almighty bless you also. And we're going to be promoting you on the show. I'm a big supporter of youths that are innovative and hardworking and trying to reach out to the world in their own way. And you are an example of such youth. I've watched you grow from zero to hero, and I will be supporting you. God Almighty bless you. Continue doing the great job that you're doing. It might seem very small right now, but trust me, never despise the days of small beginning. I am a living witness. So continue to do what you're doing. Very soon, God Himself will announce you to the world by Himself. God bless you.
God bless you too.
Thank you so much for your time.
Stay blessed.
You too. Bye bye. Awesome. All right. So that is a quick introduction, guys, of what is going to be happening today. I decided to bring him on the show today just for our audience to see that we are prepared. All right. So, Mr. Hope,
Yeah, I'm right here.
okay, awesome. So, like I was saying, that was just a quick introduction of what is going to be happening. So, all of you guys watching, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel right away and follow
Yes.
on Facebook. What we're trying to do is challenging Facebook within 60 days to build our audience to 10,000 followers. So
Okay.
we need your support. We need your help. It doesn't cost you anything. All you need to do just click follow.
Click. Yes. Yes. Click
That's
and
it.
follow.
Just click
Click
and
and follow.
follow. All right, guys. So get as many people to please help us build the audience. Like I keep telling you guys, this platform is for Africans by Africans. So if
Definitely.
we will have the audience to promote our African heritage and culture and even professionals on this platform. So let us build it together. It's not about Queen Amina. If it's about me alone, then it's too small. You know what I mean?
Yes.
If it's
Yes, I
about
understand you.
yeah, if it's about me, then it's really too small. I'm wasting my time because I can do it all by myself. But this is not about Queen Amina. This is bigger than Queen Amina. This is about us, beginning to develop each and every person of African descent that is interested in reaching the world through any medium. We need to support each other. All right. So
Yes.
guys, I'm going to let you guys go get ready. In 1 hour, 30 minutes, we would be right back on air live. And this time we'll kick the show starting with Africa Day in Belize.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Looking forward to seeing you guys in the next hour, 30 minutes.
That's right. See you soon, Mr.
Thank
Hope.
you.
Thank you.
Yes. You too. You too. Thank you.
Yeah. All right, guys, it's been an amazing day today. We started since like 4 a.m. in the morning and we're still on air. We're going to take a break for 1 hour, 30 minutes, and we'll be right back on air with performances and the cultural celebration on the street of Belize. So stay tuned. Don't go anywhere. Go grab some lunch or supper or dinner or breakfast, depending on where you're watching from, and come back. Join us in an hour, 30 minutes. We will be back live. See you all soon. Until then, keep watching the Queen Amina Show.